Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Hand of Fate 2. In the previous episode, we took on the Empress hard mode with the encrusted mace, and managed to come out on top, claiming the Devil's Touch to add to our armory. And in this episode, we will, at long last, be taking on the final challenge, the world.
Now the final moment is here. I have taught you all I can.
There is no choosing of encounters, there is no choosing of supplies, there is no choosing of companions. The world. Prepare for the final journey. Brimstone. All enemies are brimstone. Equipment. This is what you have prepared for. Take only your best equipment. Now, while it might seem like I'd want to go for Absolved Plight or Haritha's Eye, Devil's Touch, instead I want to go for a different platinum item. The Peeler. Trust me, it will be useful. As for one-handed weapons, we don't actually have anything platinum. As a matter of fact, our choices are kind of limited in this regard. Huh. But anyways, I'll be taking the Brilliant Blade because, well, brimstone enemies. For our shield, we also don't have anything platinum here. So, I think I will take... Nope. Well, that's kind of useless to us. No, that's going to be useless to us. There's meant to be... one-handed weapon. Ton of defense. Yeah, I'll take this. Let's see, for this, we've got the Coward's Bane. See, each thieves defeated in combat increases weapon damage by +1. Yeah, I think I'll take this one. For this, we are quite obviously going to take the Platinum Suit. That is actually one of the only ones from those hard challenges that I'd want to take. For the helmet, best to just go for something for defense. There's the Knight's Helm. Ability Glory. Gain +1 fame if your weapon or artifact ability is used 3+ times in a single encounter. Let's see, what about the King's Crown? When drawing a curse card, optionally discard it but lose your companion for 3 turns. +1 turn per use, that's kind of useless to us. I think in this case we'll go for something with high defense. Knight's Helm seems to fit that, although it doesn't seem to have any defense, so I'll just take it because it's platinum and it looks cool. As for the artifact, there is only one choice for this, and that is the Lionheart. You might or might not need this. But with that, we are as prepared as we are going to be. So, let's get this started.
And thus our carriage arrives at our final destination. Now we will see what changes Callus has wrought, and play the game of life and death in truth.
Yep, no game, no cards to play with, unlike the last game. And it appears as though our companions have survived. This is determined by whether or not you got them through alive in justice. That's kind of why you need to do it. There's our Knight's Helm, our Platinum Suit looking very nice.
Didn't think I'd leave you on your own, did you?
Of course not.
Thought I'd come along and make sure you didn't get too big for your boots. Savior of the world and all that.
Why, thank you, Maloclips. Now, if you actually look at the pillars here, you'll see that they actually bear the markings of the different suits from the last game. There's the Fist for Dust, which was the clubs, the Skull for, well, the skulls, the Rat for the Plague, and the Spade for the Lizard? Fire? I can't remember. No, Scale, that was it.
Somebody needed to make sure you didn't mess this up.
Oh, come on. Don't you have any faith in me?
You have done well. Let us finish it.
Yes, Kolbjorn, let us finish this.
Well, here we are, at our final meeting. You expect me to play cards? No, I have devoted my life to battle. and battle it shall be!
Starting out, we'll be facing off against the Empire. Shouldn't be too difficult to fight to take them down. Plus, we have all of our companions, or at least the ones who survived with us. Nobody to deal with that has, you know, well, armor. Well, beyond the shields, but we can't take those out. No, the only one with armor, for the time being, is Callus. By the way, word of advice before you take down the last guy, have Malachlips give you a shield. Which actually got wasted. Now, our companions cannot help us right now,
Can finish this.
but we have the dealer to stun him.
Attack.
Peeler is very useful, gets rid of Callus's armor very quickly.
Together.
Even though he's already lost his armor, I can still do a bunch of damage to him with the Peeler's attack. Thank you, invincibility points. Make sure to make use of the dealer's ability because the stun is very useful. After that, he forces us away, and we switch over to Sword and Shield to deal with
I will not go easily to the next world.
the Northerners. I do recommend trying to use the ability as much as is possible, because it will reduce the cost to use it each time. That and it's pretty useful. Though now that I think about it, when it comes to the shield, I probably should have gone with, I believe, can't remember what it was. But it was an ability that made it so that if you ever parried against the Northerners, it would grant you an extra charge for your weapons. Anyways, all that remains is the Tyrant, which shouldn't be too much of a problem to deal with. Oh, what? I used my weapon ability. Yeah, whatever. Always gets me right before I can hit him. And once more, Callus comes back down, and the dealer reappears to aid us in battle.
A worthy foe.
Now, a lot of people were actually somewhat disappointed that this is the final
This is
challenge
to be
comparatively,
Let them sing our praise when all is done.
but in all honesty, it makes sense that this is the final battle, like Callus says. Do you expect him to play cards? No, he is a warrior. He has dedicated his life to battle, like any warrior. And if you paid attention to a lot of his cards back in the first game, he's not the most clever of individuals. He tends to use brute force to win all of his conflicts. So it makes sense that he, unlike the dealer, would not use special cards, but instead use a battle of raw power. Now we switch over to the last of the battles. For whatever reason, there is
The
a...
world I have created is glorious. I have ruled over the ascent of our kind. We dominate the world, as we should. You would risk all of this?
Now, for whatever reason, there is a shade among all this. Don't know why. Maybe the thieves just weren't powerful enough on their own. Who knows? Who's to say? All I know is that you want to take out the shade as fast as is possible because, well, it will be consistently draining your health over the course of the battle if you don't. silencer is down. All that's left are the anarchists. Now, Callus is the only one who remains.
Power is the only game.
Quickly, focus on Callus while we can.
Yeah, this fight really isn't all that difficult so long as you've been getting gold on everything and unlocking all of your equipment. But with that, Callus falls. Funny how it comes full circle to us killing our own old player character.
You cannot simply take this power. You will be changed by it. You will change the world. It will take your form. I hope you understand what that means. The next era will be marked by those traits you have shown me throughout the game. Persistence, violence, cunning, imagination. I wonder what sort of world I will find when you are done.
Here's hoping it's better than the one Callus created. But anyways, that scene actually has different, has a different cutscene depending on whether or not your companions survive. Now, I don't know whether or not it's possible for one companion to survive, or two companions, or if it's just an all-or-nothing thing. I don't know. But basically, if none of your companions survive, he basically takes control of the game for himself, the dealer. But because all your companions survive, and because I'm willing to bet he knows he can't fight all of you, or perhaps because he's accepted that you are simply better at it than he is, he lets you take control of the game, to shape the world just as Callus had. Here's hoping we do a better job of it than him. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people were kind of disappointed that the final challenge wasn't against, well, a card game like it was in the first game, but as I was saying, it fits. The final challenge isn't about defeating this massive challenge, it's about how well have you prepared. Did you do all the right things? Did you get all the right equipment? Because, as you saw with what we had, that final fight was not difficult in the slightest. I only had to heal once, but that was because I prepared by completing all challenges completely and by unlocking as much equipment as I could. And like I was saying, it fits with Callus's character. As he stated, he is a warrior. He dedicated his life to battle. He's not some clever guy. Oh hey, League of Geeks. The additional thanks. For those of you who don't know, League of Geeks did Armello. Another game I do on this channel, but back on subject. He's not some clever individual. If you pay attention to his encounters, even the ones that you solve to get the tokens, he's not very clever. If there is a clever plan, it was come up with by someone else, like sneaking aboard the merchant ship in the Kraken quest line. That was the innkeeper's idea, not Callus's. But as for the game itself, I really like it. I've heard some people complain about the Batman Arkham-style combat. It's like, yeah, it does get a bit repetitive, but they do keep introducing new enemies that require different tactics so that I feel it stays fresh enough. As for the challenges themselves, I like the fact that they were more story and challenge-based. Like, you had these special objectives you had to complete in order to get the best ending for the game. It really made you think, rather than just having the game be, well, get down to the bottom floor, beat the boss. And in speaking of that, I like the fact that, outside of the hangman, when you get to the final encounter, you don't have to go through with it. You can back out in case you're not ready. And I love the fact that they introduced a camp so that you could heal yourself, rather than having to do the back and forth over the cards. And speaking of the back and forth, I am also very grateful they made it so that backtracking over cards doesn't cost food. That was something I really didn't like in the first game, though it was offset by the Explorer's card. Card. I like that they introduced new weapon classes, so it could add some variety to the combat. I like that they made it so that all the weapons have their own special ability, even if some of them may have just been repeats of other ones, so be it. The bashing stuns, those were nice. And overall, they just took what they already had was a great game and greatly improved it. Heck, I like that they added different gambling games so that it wasn't just the 4-card Monty. But anyways, if we head back in, we have now unlocked new things. We have unlocked, for defeating Callus, we gain Callus's Ring. What this basically does is that the first hit against you does not cost you your combo, at least last I checked. And we also gain the first of the free DLCs, the Dealer DLC, which makes it so that, for being the tool of his vengeance, you receive the Dealer Companion. I'm going to take a brief moment to show that off. Does he have anything to say? No.
There is nothing in this world that Callus cannot bring to his aid.
You can't select rings
Every
there,
game,
and we can't select it in here.
Even this game we play is a shadow of the great game. The game of life and death. Once I was its master, but now another sits upon that throne. I will teach you everything I can in this game, that you might have the strength to master the great game in time.
The Dealer, Stun Blast. When activated, Valanos, that is his name, summons a magical blast that causes a long stun to a single target. Stay close to charge faster. Retry Gambits. Optionally reroll a failed dice gambit, or retry any other gambit, but you lose him for 5 turns. He is also invulnerable, so he cannot be targeted or damaged in combat, which means you also can't use him as a distraction. But so be it. There is also the Orphan in the Shadow, but unfortunately I do not have all those DLCs. Now, if by some chance I do manage to get those DLCs, either by getting a job or managing to scrape together enough money for it, then I will buy those and I will come back. But for all intents and purposes, this is the finale of Hand of Fate 2. It took a long time to get here, what with all of the technical problems I had to deal with, but I'm glad we finally did get here. It was a fun, enjoyable experience for me. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Hell, I remember my first video of this, which was of the early build, was actually one of my, if not still, the most viewed video on my channel to date. That was something I was really proud of. But anyways, with that, we have come to an end for this series for now. As for my recording schedule, it's probably just going to be Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines taking over. I was thinking of Deltarune, but pretty much everybody has already done that by now, and I've already played through it, so you wouldn't be getting my genuine blind reactions to it. And I feel that's kind of important with a game like that. So yeah, like I said, unless something else comes up, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is going to be taking over the Tuesday-Thursday slot for now.
Now, I cannot wait here forever. Make a choice.
But yeah, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.